It's time for Recipe of the Day. A little while ago, I came upon a recipe in my little recipe index card box. It was towards the back of it, and it was titled Packaged Pot Roast. And in the margin, it said, excellent, exclamation mark, and then it said, but very greasy. And I don't remember making this. It had to have been written down by me. It was in my handwriting, but like 25 years ago. And I was really intrigued. I'm like, what is this thing that I thought was good enough that I wrote it down and saved it in this little box? I don't have that many recipes in there, really, and wrote excellent on it. So I started researching, and sure enough, the thing that I had called packaged pot roast is actually known as Mississippi pot roast, but probably the reason I called it packaged pot roast was because of the main ingredients in it, which are a package of ranch dressing mix and a package of au jus gravy mix. Okay, so I decided to make it again and see why I thought it was so excellent. And so I made it, and it is really, really tasty, but it is greasy. There's like a layer of fat that kind of settles on top, and it just wasn't my favorite in that way. The flavor was great, but a little bit too salty. And so I decided that I wanted to try making the same dish with all this great flavor, and it is just so easy. It's a dump and go recipe. I don't really love that phrasing, but that's what you call it when you just like toss everything into the slow cooker. You dump it in there, put the lid on, and walk away. Dump and go. It doesn't have to be a slow cooker, but any recipe where you're not really doing very much other than putting the ingredients into the container. And so it's really, really simple, really, really tasty. And I wanted to perfect it and make it less greasy and less salty. Also, it's a little bit salty. So this is my version of Mississippi pot roast. I did a lot of testing and some different tweaks and things. And this is what I have done to make it better. I will say I didn't change any of the ingredients. Well, maybe ever so slightly changed one, but I didn't add anything. I didn't take anything away. It is still just as simple. There's one little extra step, but other than that, the same. Mississippi or packaged pot roast. Here we go. You are starting with a 3 to 4 pound beef chuck roast. Now that is going to be the best one in here. I've done lots of tests on different pot roasting techniques and different cuts to pot roast, and the chuck roast is always the best one. It just has a nice amount of marbling, good flavor. If you wanted to, you could do brisket instead, but brisket tends to be a little bit more expensive, and there are better ways to cook brisket. I would not do it in a pot roast style quite like this. I would do it, you know what, I will link to my oven brisket recipe for you because I think it is fantastic. So if you have a brisket, don't do this with it, but you could. And then the other cuts that work in here are a round roast, either a rump roast or a bottom round roast. They can be pot roasted. They tend to be leaner and can end up a little like drier, shreddier, and not ideal. Having said that, the whole thing about the Mississippi pot roast is that it kind of makes a gravy as it's cooking. And so it is going to be in a sauce. And so even though it's leaner and a little bit drier, shreddier, it's going to be saucy. So it's going to be good, just not quite as good as the chuck roast. Okay, so you started with that 3 to 4 pound chuck roast. You are putting that into your slow cooker, and then you are sprinkling over top a 1 ounce package of ranch dressing mix. And then you are sprinkling over top of that a 1 ounce packet of au jus gravy mix. So that's also a powder. I'm going to say though, that you can buy a low sodium au jus mix. It's right next to the regular au jus mix. And if you use that, you're going to cut the salt quite a bit in this dish. You still have all the great flavor. It's just that little bit less salty. So definitely grab the low sodium au jus gravy mix. That's going to be better. And then you are putting 4 or 5 pepperoncini peppers right on top of that roast that has the seasoning on it. Now, I will stop and say here that a lot of the recipes for Mississippi pot roast also have you drizzle in some of the liquid from the pepperoncini peppers. You can do that. However, that liquid is also very salty, and I actually discovered that I prefer to serve this dish later on when I'm serving it with some of the fresh pepperoncini peppers from the jar sliced on the side, and then they bring in that flavor, that tanginess, that little bit of salt, but you're kind of adding it as you need it later. And, you know, sometimes those peppers have some of the juice inside of them. So as you're slicing them, scrape that juice into the bowl that you're putting them in, and then people can kind of sprinkle that on and get that tanginess without adding salt that they don't necessarily want. So don't pour in any of the juice, just the peppers. And like I said, the peppers do have some of the juice inside of them. And so that's fine. That little bit is going to be fine, but you're not pouring any extra in. And then you are adding a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, just like half a stick right on top of that roast as well. I will say here, some recipes call for half a cup, but like I said, this recipe can be quite greasy. You get the butter and then you also get the fat melting out of the beef roast as it slow cooks, and that's quite a bit. So cut it down to a quarter cup, still buttery, rich, and delicious, but not quite as greasy. Having said that, that is not the tip that I have for making it less greasy in the end. We're going to find that out later, but those are the ingredients. All of that is now in the slow cooker. You put the lid on top and then you slow cook it until the meat is very tender. That's going to be 8 to 10 hours on low heat or 5 to 6 hours on high heat. Now, here is the important step. Most recipes for Mississippi pot roast will have you go right into the slow cooker at this point with a couple of forks and shred the meat right in there and then serve. But if you look in there, what you're going to see is that there's just a small amount of gravy. It's not tons, but it's like along the bottom of the slow cooker. And the top layer of it is fat. It's like clear coating the top of that mixture in there. So what I did try to do at one point was to spoon off some of that, but there's just not very much in the slow cooker, like not very much of this gravy liquid at all. And it was hard to spoon it off. So instead, here is what you do. You are going to transfer the meat out of the slow cooker, use some tongs and maybe like a big lifter or something. You're going to get that out of there, put it on a cutting board or on a big rimmed plate. So now the meat is outside of the slow cooker, and in the slow cooker is the gravy with that little layer of fat on top. Now, what you're going to do is go ahead and shred that meat up on the cutting board or plate, wherever it is. Shred it up with your 2 forks. And then before returning it back into the slow cooker with the sauce, get a whisk and just whisk that sauce really, really well for like a good 60 seconds, okay? That au jus powder has the things in it that cause sauces to emulsify. And so what you want is to really like get that fat emulsified into the sauce, and it's going to work. And then the fat is still in there, but it's not like this grease slick of a layer. You know what I mean? It's not like coating the meat in oiliness. Instead, you have a really rich flavored gravy. Okay, so you whisk that for a good 60 seconds, really emulsify that fat into the liquid. It's going to be a smooth and silky sauce. Then return the shredded beef to the slow cooker, give it a stir, and serve immediately. And you will have less salty Mississippi pot roast and less greasy Mississippi pot roast. Like I said, though, if you want, serve some of those pepperoncini peppers on the side, fresh from the jar. So you had like 4 or 5 of them inside the slow cooker while it was cooking, right? But then you also have some on the side, either sliced or whole, some of the liquid even, and it's going to be a very tasty little topping for that. I love this on mashed potatoes or egg noodles. Both of those are really good. Okay, I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is April 23rd of 2026. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day, I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.